So today we begin lecture 58 of our optimization series, and this again continues binary genetic algorithm. So we are going to discuss the method by which genetic information is exchanged between two strings. And this is an important part of the reproduction process, and this is typically known as crossover. And again, I am Dr. Ranjan Ganguly. So in the previous lecture, we discussed how the mating pool is formed, typically by using some methods such as roulette wheel selection or tournament selection. Now at the end of the mating pool, we have many strings, and then these strings are grouped together and genetic information between these strings is exchanged to create a new population. Now exchange of information between these two strings is essentially the crossover process. Now GA uses this process to move inside the design space as new strings are created. We have seen before that the process of creating mating pool does not create any new strings, so new strings are actually created now when we cross the genetic material between two strings. So essentially what happens is that two parents create two children, and this is typical in the case where population remains constant. So we are talking of a simple GA setup like this. And the simplest possible crossing which can take place is at a single point. This is known as a single point cross. Which we have between two strings. And in this single point crossing, we randomly choose a crossing site along the string, exchange the bits to the right of this crossing site. This whole thing will become much more clearer when I look at an example. So let us start creating these strings and look at the children. So to do that, let us take two strings which are selected for crossing. Let us call these the father and mother strings, and these will produce two children, and these will be known as the child strings. Now let us say there are four strings which have been selected for the mating pool, and we have paired two strings here. We call them father 1, mother 1, and we have paired two more strings which are called father 2 and mother 2. And now we are going to create children out of these particular strings. So these are essentially four parents with 8-bit strings. You can clearly see there are 8 bits in each of the strings here. These 8 bits may represent two design variable of 4 bits each. Now the string has M is 8 bits. We need to select a number between 1 and 7 as the crossing site. So let us create a random number between 1 and 7 and round off to the nearest possible integer value. So let's start with a random number generated within the domain 0 to 1. Now let us say A and B are the minimum and maximum value of this random number. Then R dash, the random number between A and B, would be B minus A R plus A. So here, if you plug R is 0, you get A, and if you plug R is 1, then you get B. So let's say I create two random numbers 0.329 and 0.895, and these random numbers are between 0 and 1, which you can clearly see. Now this leads to these two random numbers by using the simple linear transformation I outlined in the previous slide. Now these two random numbers will be between 1 and 7 if we have taken A to be 1 and B to be 7. Now we round off these two to 3 and 6, and 3 and 6 are the two sites at which our crossing takes place. So this is how we get these crossing sites. Now for the first parent pair, let us take this crossing at site 3. So that's the first pair which I discussed a few slides before. Now at site 3 means that I go to the third point. So this is 1, 0, 1, and at the third point I make this line here, this vertical line, and I put this in the father and mother. Then what I do is that I swap these strings between the father and mother at this particular point. So what you see here in the children, the left hand side are the same as the father and mother, but on the right hand side, the last 3 bits, the father's ones bits have gone to this child here, and this has gone to this here. So essentially now these two children contain genetic material from the two parents, but they are different and unique points. So this is simulating the reproduction process which takes place where chromosomes are typically manipulated in a manner similar to this. So you can see here that these two new strings have been created, and all we have done is swap the strings, swap the bits which lie to the right of this vertical line, which is defined as site 3. So this is where the crossing takes place of the genetic material. Now for the second case, we take the two parents, father 1, father 2 and mother 2, and here we do the crossing at site 6. So site 6 was here, there were 6 points, and again what has happened is this genetic material has gone up, so it's gone here, this genetic material has gone down. So again I have swapped the bits of the strings on to the right of this 6th location. So again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at the 6th location I have drawn this line and I have done this swapping. So whenever I do this swapping, I create a new point, and essentially this new point then becomes the child string here. So these new points are how the genetic algorithm is going to traverse the design space and is going to move through the design space. So now you have seen that this single point crossing is quite a simple concept, and essentially we have been swapping the rightmost bits between the father and the mother strings. Now the child strings may or may not be better than the father strings. This is something which is clear from these problems, because essentially we are doing a random change and it's hoped that the children will be better, but there is no guarantee of that. Do remember, however, that the mating pool has been selected such that the fitness function values for the different mates are at a higher level. So it is true that the parent strings are strong strings, and hopefully the genetic material exchange with the child strings will create good child strings also. So if good strings are created, that's all for the good. There will be more copies of them in the next generation. But do remember that GA has this power in terms of the fact that if bad children or bad strings are created, there will be less copies in the next generation, or there may in fact be no copies. So this crossing of genetic material or the bits can be beneficial, or it could be deleterious and have negative consequences. So one of the things which is done is that all the strings are not used in this crossing. Only a percentage of the strings is used for the reproduction process. The remaining strings may not reproduce. So maybe we can preserve a few good strings in the mating pool without any changes, and typically a probability PC is used to determine what is the percentage of the mating pool where we perform this reproduction function and we cross the genetic material. So a typical value of PC is 0.8, which is widely used. So essentially, which would mean that 20% of the strings are not changed. Now, if we go back to our example, which we used in our previous video, we saw that we created a population of 5 strings, and then we performed tournament selection or roulette wheel selection using that particular 5-string population. So that was a test problem deliberately created in a very simple manner. Now, if we do a 80% crossing, that would mean that 4 of those members are selected for mating and 1 member is kept without any change. So this could probably be one of the better members of the population. So if we think a lot about single point crossover, we are going to start realizing that there are some negative facts about this method. One of that is that there is a bias in this method that the rightmost bits of the strings get changed more frequently and the leftmost bits do not get changed much. So that is a point which we are going to have. And this point is going to become particularly important if the size of the problem increases in terms of the design variable. So if the problem has a large number of design variables, this single point crossing becomes more and more negative. So this can be seen by a simple example. Let us say we have a case with 4 design variables x1, x2, x3 and x4. Now we presume 4-bit coding. So each of these design variables is expressed in terms of 4 bits. And therefore this particular design variable, which is a set of 4 numbers, has now been expressed as a string. And remember that in binary GA we are not even considering these commas. These may be in our mind. We just consider this as a string of bits. So there are 16 values here. Now whenever we are going to cross, we are going to cross somewhere here or somewhere here at 3 point, 6 point, 10 point and so on. It's much more likely that this bit, these bits are going to get changed somewhere here, and it's very less likely that the bits at the exact left of the string are going to get changed, which means that it's very likely that x4 and x3 will be changing all the time, but x1 and x2 may change much lesser when we are using single point crossover, because this number we are getting, it may be 4, it may be 8, it may be 12 or something like that, but at best it could be 15. So we are not going to cross over the last bit, for example, if we use a very simple method. So a simple concept which we could do is that we could use 2-point crossover or multi-point crossover. So that would actually fix this problem in single point crossover, that you are much more likely to change x4 than you are likely to change x1. So this is a big lacuna in the single point crossover which will affect your problem in general. So as the GA proceeds, you are likely to find a better value for some of these parameters x2, x3, x4 and not so much for x1, which has hardly got a chance to move around in the design space. So this leads us to multi-point crossing, and here what we do is that we choose 2 crossing sides throughout the string length and swap the bits between these 2 sides. So what we could do is maybe we pick a side here somewhere at 4 or 5, one more side somewhere here, and we change the bits or we swap the bits between these 2 particular points. So I'll now illustrate this using an example. So this is a 16-bit string. So let's generate 2 random numbers between 1 and 15 and then round them off. So we get 4 and 13. So with 4 and 13, I could create this point here, 4 and 13. You can see here. And what I have done is I have swapped the genetic material. So I have taken this material here and I've moved it up, and I've taken this material here from 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, I've moved it down. So that's how I've created these 2 child strings here. And now you are seeing that actually the x4 coordinate has not been touched, but the x1 coordinate has been changed, and even x2 and x3. So This multi-point crossing is beneficial in removing that particular bias which is there in the single point crossover. So actually whenever these kind of methods come up, somebody proposes a method and then after some time somebody figures out a way to improve it and probably writes some papers, and then that's how you solve this problem. So we clearly see that multi-point crossing does not change the rightmost string in the problem which we have created. Of course, if you are doing randomly, sometimes the rightmost string would get changed. And in this problem, it changes the leftmost string. So again, it is in this problem created. So again, multi-point crossing would be better in terms of crossing the genetic material throughout the string system. So generally we can say that multi-point crossing is better and it makes sure that you cross all the genetic material between the two strings. It's a better approach to doing the reproduction process, and it's likely to let you traverse the design space in a better manner in comparison to single point crossing. So that was today's lecture on the crossing of the genetic material between two strings, and this is how the genetic algorithm largely moves about in the design space by swapping of these bits between the different strings. Now, a particular issue which happens in actual Darwinian natural selection, which we will also introduce in our next video, is that of mutation. So mutation is a random change which takes place, which is not necessarily related to the reproduction, but it is introduced by nature, and sometimes these mutations help the particular specimen survive in bad situations. So mutations are generally negative, but sometimes they are positive, and when they are positive, they are kept by the species and the species becomes better in terms of survival. So I will see you in my next video.